Greg, welcome to Podcastina.
Hi.
Hi.
Oh, I love Monty.
Everyone does.
Montathan.
Montathan's a great... I've never heard that iteration of his name.
Do we like Montathan or Montholomew better?
Montholomew.
Montholomew is pretty good.
Oh, that's epic.
What's his actual full name?
It's Monty, but he is named after Monterey, California.
So Monterey.
Yeah, but like Monty. It's not his government name.
Oh, okay. That's not what his passport says.
Yeah.
No, don't even say that. It's not my full name. That's just like what I was named after. That is my universal dog voice. I just do that for every dog. Every dog in my head sounds like that.
I mean, if you don't have a dog voice, you're a sociopath.
I
Everyone
know,
needs
right?
one.
Why you stop patting my belly more? It's better that way. Let me put my paw right here on your pocket.
Yeah.
This could be real good.
What are you looking forward to in life right now?
Oh my God. I am. So I just got back from like a 2.5 month, 3 month like stint in Europe. I was kind of traveling. There's a number of different things that all sort of came at the same time, and so I was like, I'll just stay out there. So I went to a wedding in Greece. Well, I went to Athens, then went to Rhodes. Have you ever been to any of like the little islands on?
Only
Not Greece. We don't talk about Greece on this podcast.
I've been to Argostoli,
Oh,
if that's what it's called.
Sure.
I don't know.
I
There were
don't
lots of
speak Greek
turtles.
either.
It was beautiful.
So I went there for a wedding, and then I went to London. Did like a month in London. I was tattooing there and doing comedy. And then after that, I went to Paris for Fashion Week for like a week and a half, and then I went to Monaco for 2 weeks, which was insane.
Sick.
I loved Monaco, which is like this. It feels like such a bougie, like duh. Of course
It
you like
is.
Monaco, but it was incredible. It was
Yeah.
an awesome city. But the point is that when I was there, my girlfriend did this artist residency in a place called Lanapool, which is this tiny little town off the coast of France, right next to Cannes, and it's a castle. And she did this during the pandemic, and because of that, she's like she couldn't really get the full experience of it. So they invited her to come back and do it again in January, and they also invited me to come, and I pitched them like a little tattoo pop up, and they were like, "Yeah." So I'm going to be tattooing in a castle for a month in January.
So cool.
Which is so awesome. And then while I was in Monaco, I happened to meet the manager of the Marriott in Monaco, and I pitched him a comedy show, and he was like, "Let's do it." And so we can do these. And I was like, okay, so now I'm producing a show in that hotel, and the two cities are like maybe 45-minute train from each other. And so I'll be producing a comedy show in Monaco on January 15th, my birthday. Montathan, you're invited. And yeah, and then I'll probably do like a thing where I'll do like the show in Monaco, and then there's a comedy club in Nice called Bobar Comedy, which let me do a full like headline set there while I was in town. And so I'm going to try to like pair those together and do like a little run, So because I'm probably going to have to fly comedians in from the UK. I don't know anyone in France.
I have a
some
French comedian for you, actually.
Great. Okay.
I'll tell you after.
Yeah, don't tell us now. We don't want to give them free advertising.
No, his name's Adrian Arnoux. I met him.
No. Come on. That costs money, Galena. Come on. You could get money for that.
I'll bleep it out.
Yeah, okay. Until he pays you. then you can unbleep it.
I take payment in cheese.
Exactly. Tete à moi. Have you tried that cheese, by the way?
I don't know.
There's this cheese called tete à moi, and I'm probably mispronouncing it, but there's a special way to even cut it. Like it's a cheese that you need a special implement to cut.
Oh, then no, I haven't had it.
But it like cuts into like a little like very thin ribbon, and you usually get it in like a little floret. It's like imagine, how like chocolate sometimes is shaved and then it like looks like a little thin ribbon that kind of goes like this in a circle.
But cheese.
I'm
on board. I mean, when I've been in
unreal.
Europe, even the train cheese is incredible. They give you the little...
Train cheese is unhinged. Just the idea of, this is cheese just for trains. Is it made on the train? Or
I have no idea. It's at least prepped on the train, but I had one of my the only time I really did like a proper Euro trip where I was like bouncing around and I was on a lot of trains. I just remember the snack cheese, even that was like blowing me away. Even like the gas station coffee is
Oh,
good. Like
yeah.
just everything is like immaculate.
Yes, and like the house red at most restaurants.
$3 a bottle.
Yeah, exactly. And it's unreal.
Yeah.
Like the best wine you've ever had. Europe. Anyway, again, so bougie of me. I fucking hate myself.
Embrace the bouge.
I'm embracing the bouge, right? Montholomew. I'm going to have to keep coming up with new variations throughout the show. But yes, so I'm going to make it a little run out of it. And then, so I'm really looking forward to that. It's going to be super cool. And it'll be like smack dab in the middle of my tattooee residency in that castle. And then after I'm done with that, which will probably be like the first week of January, I'm going back to London for like maybe a week, because last time I was in London, I produced this show called The Comedy Auction, which is something I've been doing for like the last 2 years or so. And the premise of the show is I invite anyone who comes to the show to bring something from home that they like don't want anymore. Just
Cool.
like random stuff, like something that's got like a cool story or is interesting, but you just don't want, you know? And then what I do is I bring them on stage, I interview them about the item, I ask them like, how did you get this? How long have you had this? And then I try and auction it back to the audience, and then all that money goes to charity.
I
So
love
it's just
it.
like, generating money off of people's trash, essentially.
Yeah. What a great idea.
And I did it in London, and I partnered with this nonprofit called The Passage, which is like a London homelessness charity, and they were really cool, and they've done comedy shows before, so I thought like this is a good one. And they loved the event, and so they're going to help me produce like a much bigger version of it in February. So after the Monaco, after all of the castle tattooing, I'm going to go to London and then do like a big version of my auction.
So you'll be there for another long stint.
Probably a month and a half, which feels like nothing now.
Yeah.
After like doing 2.5, 3 months, it felt like a semester abroad. Honestly, like by the end of it, I was like, this has been incredible, but I'm so tired of hauling 4 suitcases
Oh man.
everywhere. I just couldn't do it.
Is that pretty normal that like tattoo artists do residencies? I don't know like a lot about that world.
Yes and no. So tattoo artists are like comedians in the sense that you can totally do like guest spots, is what they call it. So you just go to another shop and you just guest at the shop. Because if you really think about it, all I really need to bring with me to tattoo is just my machine. Like, you're not going to borrow someone else's machine. And maybe like ink and like a couple of like specific things that are like just yours, but everything else is reusable and you throw it away. So it's not like I'm going to travel with like saran wrap and shit like that.
Yeah.
Like I'm not going to travel with ink caps and like, I mean, I do bring as much as possible, so that I have most of my stuff, because it's definitely easier to get a guest spot at a tattoo shop if you tell them like, hey, I just need a chair. I have literally everything else. All I need from you is just like saran wrap, and then I got the rest. They're usually pretty chill with that, and you can also order stuff on Amazon, like to wherever you are. So I don't know how common it is, but for me, I got into tattooing because of that. Like I thought about like, so I got into tattooing when I got my really bad. Do you remember when I had my cane? Like I was like just after my motorcycle accident.
No, I don't think I knew you then.
But you knew me when I had my motorcycle, right? Because I would come to.
Yeah.
Okay, so I had that bike. I crashed it. I almost died. And I couldn't walk for 5-6 months.
This is the story of everybody with a motorcycle.
Yeah.
Don't ride motorcycles, people.
or do, but know that you're going to go down.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, it's not a matter of if, it's like when. You're going to go down. It's just, hopefully it's not that bad. Mine was pretty bad, but I walked away from it. Well, I didn't walk away.
Yeah.
I walked away 6 months later.
You limped away from it.
I got carried away on a stretcher with my 6 broken ribs. It was bad. I got ejected. It was not good.
Jeez.
But while I was out, I was like, I just didn't have anything to do, and I'm not a video game person, and I just couldn't bring myself to just sit and watch Netflix all day. It was just insane. So I was like, I'm going to learn something. So I learned how to draw. So I got an iPad, learned how to draw. And then I thought to myself, because I always loved tattoos and like loved tattoo culture, and I thought like, what if I could just tattoo? Because it's like a very mobile job.
It is.
And I'm like, I already travel for comedy, and when I do comedy, it's all at night. So what if I just tattoo during the day, and then invite those people to come to my show, and then at the show, I say I'm a tattoo artist and invite those people to come get a tattoo from me the next day. Doesn't that kind of work? And it does. Like, I figured it out. So yeah, now we're 3 years later, and that's like kind of what I'm doing. I mean, I'm still working out the kinks. And usually when you travel, you do have to get special licensure wherever you are. Now, whether or not the tattoo shop really cares about that,
Yeah.
different question. It's a pretty like chill industry, a lot of cash,
Yeah.
like, so that helps. But like, 'cause I don't have a visa to work in
Mhm.
London. But I did tattoo there. Actually, no, I didn't. I didn't tattoo there. I totally have a visa. I'm allowed. I didn't do anything illegal. Nothing happened. We're going to have to edit this out like that guy's name. Just beep it. Beep this whole part of the conversation. Monty, help me. So yeah, so that's kind of what I've been doing. But in America, it's a little easier. You just pay like $150 or something for a temp license, and the shop like sponsors you or something. It's
Amazing.
It's pretty easy to do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How is it as an industry? Is it like easier than you thought, harder than you thought? Like what is the joy in doing it?
That's a great question. I would say the biggest thing that I've noticed is that tattooing as an industry is very like traditional. You know how in comedy there's always this like pay your dues kind of vibe where everyone wants
Yeah.
you to like do like years and years on the open mic circuit before they'll even give you an opportunity. 'Cause
And to be fair, people suck for years and years.
That's true. That's true. I'm not saying that that's not a good thing. But I do think that there's definitely like a feeling of you got to earn your keep, And also because people quit
Yeah.
all the time.
All the time.
And so you kind of like the other comedians, no one wants to invest anything in you until they know you're not going to quit after 2 or 3 years.
Mm-hmm.
And the people that quit after 2 or 3 years, I don't blame them. It's hard.
It's hard.
It's so
It's
hard.
not fun.
It's not like, you see a famous comedian on TV and it looks like they're having a blast. That only happens at year like 10, like.
It's so similar to surfing where you like have to, it takes like 2 hours of stuff to get like a couple minutes of fun.
Totally.
Like the driving to the beach, the putting on the wetsuit, the sitting in the water waiting for a wave. And not that that isn't like a meditative,
Right.
fun thing to do, but you do so much to just get a couple moments of it. And so when people are like, oh, I can't believe you're getting paid thousands of dollars to do this comedy show, you're only doing 30 minutes. And it's like, I'm not doing 30 minutes. I've done this for 8, 10, 12 years, where it's like you're paying for the experience.
I'm paying myself back for all the countless hours of completely free work.
Yep.
Or work where I lost money.
Exactly.
Because I had to drive somewhere just to do 10 minutes for free.
Mm-hmm.
So like, yeah, I'm not getting paid $1,000 for that. Like it's all the times I ate ramen because that's all I had,
Right.
like, but I would say tattooing is somewhat similar in the sense that it's very like, people want you to be serious about it. And that's one of the things I've noticed as someone who's come into the tattoo industry is that I think people look at me as a bit of a tourist because they're all, they eat, sleep, breathe tattooing. And like anything else, drawing takes tons of practice. You don't just like get good at drawing. It's just like hours and hours of just drawing. Now, the iPad certainly speeds that up and makes it a little easier because you can just like, you trace a lot. You can like adjust things in the iPad, make it a little easier. But that's the other thing about tattooing is you don't necessarily have to be a great drawer to be a good tattoo artist. A lot of tattoo artists who can't draw at all.
That's counterintuitive.
No, because tattooing, if you really think about it, it's just knowing how to use the tattoo machine.
Tracing.
Yeah, it's tracing.
Yeah.
You trace the design. You put a stencil on someone's body, and then you tattoo the stencil. So you got to just follow the lines.
Mm-hmm.
Now, when it comes to shading, there's technique. But that technique isn't specific to drawing. It's specific to knowing how to use a tattoo machine.
Yeah, good
point. And that just takes years of practice, like, because it moves and there's different, it's kind of like a camera. Like there's different things you need to adjust. Like there's a voltage that adjusts the speed that the needle moves back and forth. There's a throw, which is the distance the needle moves. There's different needle groupings. There's hand speed. There's so much to it. And also, every single person's skin is different. And not only that, but the skin is different depending on what part of the body you're tattooing.
Of course.
So your arm skin is not the same as your back skin or your stomach skin or your leg skin, especially your hands. And then it's a medical procedure. So at the end of it, you also have to know how to help people with the healing process.
Yeah.
And and every year I have to take a 3-4 hour online class about bloodborne pathogens because everyone has AIDS according to that test. According to that class, everyone is riddled with hepatitis. It's so important to make sure you don't fuck with cross contamination, and that alone takes so much time to just make it second nature. Because some people who don't learn, I had an apprenticeship. There's a lot of people who didn't do an apprenticeship, and you don't really learn how to set up and take down your station in the right way. But when you do an apprenticeship, the first couple months, that's all I did was I would set up and take down station just for the guy who was teaching me. So I didn't even touch anything for 6 months or so.
What do you start on? You start on grapefruit or silicone or what?
Well, there is second skin, not second skin, fake skin that you can get on Amazon, and it's just like rubber, nylon. The Amazon stuff sucks. There is a good brand called Monty.
Don't
tell him the trade secrets, Greg. If you tell him they're all gonna start being tattoo artists, and you're not gonna make any money anymore. There is real skin, and it's better. But it's not. None of it is like skin. It's all different and hard to really the transition is very hard. Because you could do you could do oranges, banana peels. I actually tattooed pig skin quite a bit. I would go to a butcher and I would get pig skin from them. But you got to tattoo it that day before it dries out, which is great. I loved to tattoo Jewish symbols and kosher symbols on pig skin. That gave me so much.
You're now this pig can't be buried in a Jewish cemetery.
Exactly. This pig is kosher now, or perhaps the least kosher thing in the world. So that's usually what you start on, but then eventually, you gotta try real skin. And so the first tattoo I did on real skin was on myself.
I was gonna ask, did you do one on yourself first?
I did on myself.
What'd you do?
Tattooed on my left hip, which was a stupid idea because it was not easy to do. But I was I got to put it in a place where I'm not going to be able to see it. Yeah. And so I tattooed a dumb Zippo lighter with a face on it. And it's a pretty shitty tattoo. And I could fix it, but now I don't want to. It's it's a sign of the times.
It's a memento. Yeah. That's the thing about I have several shitty tattoos that were done before I was 18. Yeah. And in places where licenses were not a thing, and very much it was just teenage rebellion. But the story behind
Don't tell them any more information, Mom. They're gonna send you straight to jail.
The story makes it worth it.
Yeah, tell me. Give me the best one.
Yeah, two of my friends and we were 16, and we
That's too young to get a tattoo.
Yes, it is, but not in Canada.
Got it.
So
Canada's a lawless place.
Yeah, it's a lawless. Niagara Falls is a lawless place. We drove up there, and it was a 4-hour drive from where I grew up, and we all decided it was kind of a spontaneous decision, the whole thing.
Classic.
And basically in Canada back in the day, they were like, "Are you 18? Wink, wink," and you just went, "Yeah, totally."
Did they say wink, wink, or did they actually do it?
That was the vibe.
Because I think it's actually creepier if they're like, "Are you 18?"
Right. That is worse for sure.
Because if they say wink, wink, you're like, "Wait on, I get it."
Yeah.
Okay, so
and all three of us,
they winked, you winked back.
We winked back, and all three of us just got silly, dumb little tattoos on our hips that are barely visible at all. And mine was a pink lightning bolt that was on my favorite pair of shoes at the time.
You got a pink tattoo?
I got a pink tattoo. It's mostly faded.
I was gonna say, does that look like anything now?
No, not really, and I hardly notice it. And yeah, it almost entirely went away. But my best friend got a fish skeleton.
Okay.
In black.
That's cool.
On her hip, next to her Wait,
Wait, how big?
like that big?
Okay.
Yeah. It's just funny placement for a dead fish.
It's it's next to her vag.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Like
But the story's
here?
incredible. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah, and like mine's there too, and we just love to reminisce about that. So it's like the
Right.
tattoo doesn't matter; it's the
No.
history along with it.
That's what I think a lot of people who don't have tattoos don't quite understand is like every time I talk to someone who doesn't have a tattoo, they're like, I wouldn't know what to get.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, yeah, I get that. You know, because some people really struggle with the idea of permanence. But once you get your first tattoo, Monty struggles with that idea of permanence.
He does.
Once you get your first tattoo, you kind of like, the idea of permanence becomes less like scary because at first you're like, whoa, what is this new thing on my body?
Mm-hmm.
But literally after like 2 or 3 months, it's just a part of you.
It's just a part of you, and you just learn, like, you forget about it first of
totally.
all. You don't even realize it until people point it out, and you're like, oh, yeah, that.
And then as you get more,
Mm-hmm.
no one tattoo becomes important because it becomes
Exactly.
a part of like the big composition of your body. Like,
Yeah.
this is my first tattoo I ever got. Is this little stupid top hat. It's like a one-line top hat. I got it in New York. I was there on a trip, and I went to the Met, and I saw the exhibit the year that they did camp, when that was their theme for the Met Gala was camp. And I loved it. I loved the camp exhibit. I thought it was like transformational. I'd never seen fashion and comedy like bridge that gap like that, because at that point I hadn't seen a single episode of RuPaul's Drag Race. Now I know the intersection of fashion and comedy. At the time I didn't know. And so I was like taken by it. And the next day it was like super rainy, and so I was like, fuck it, let's go get a tattoo. And he's like, what do you want? I'm like, how about a top hat? Because I'm camp. So I got it. I kind of love it. It kind of looks
It
like
is original, at least.
yeah, it's kind of cool, you know?
Yeah.
And of course I got it in such a visible spot too, like
Yeah.
classic
That's
first
bold
tattoo
for a first
vibe.
tattoo.
Yeah, but I was just like, I want people to see it. I don't want some stupid thing on my shoulder, which is like that's such a thing now. Like, I've had so many people come in and wanting like hand and neck tattoos as their first tattoo, and I'm like,
Crazy.
no, don't do it. Get something on your arm a little
Yeah.
higher,
Yeah.
just so you can like learn what it's like to have one before you just dive into hands and neck.
Mm-hmm.
And so I got this one, and like, is it my best tattoo? No. Was it done by someone who's pretty inexperienced? Looking at it now, yes, 100%. That dude was definitely the apprentice of the shop, and he blew out most of this tattoo. It's fine, though.
I feel like every tattoo artist, though, should have had that experience,
Yeah.
so you know not to do that to others.
Yeah. I was like looking at it now, I'm like, there's a lot of things I would have done differently. I would have definitely used a thinner needle, but it's fine. And I don't hate it, because like, it's just like a part of it. And I look at this tattoo now, and I don't see the hat. I see the experience.
Right.
I just remember like getting it and feeling so proud and being so scared to tell my parents because it was my first one. Do your parents know you have tattoos?
Yeah, but I hid it
Oh yeah,
forever.
your mom watches this.
Yeah. I hid it basically until I moved out here and was like a self-sufficient adult. And because I would like go on vacations and stuff, and I would just wear, one of my most visible ones was like a foot tattoo that I had gotten when I was 17 or 18.
So you just wore socks
I just
when
wore
you went
socks
into the ocean?
all the time when it was like so inappropriate. I remember for graduation, I just put like makeup over it. Kat Von D had like tattoo cover up, and I would do that. And until I was like financially self-sufficient, I felt like it wasn't okay. And then eventually they got used to it. Like eventually I showed them, and like thankfully all the ones that I've legitimately gotten in my adulthood are very good.
Yeah.
So there's nothing for anyone to get mad at, but it's still like not.
Wait, do you have anything visible that I like? Show
I
me?
do. Yeah, I have this.
Oh, that's gorgeous.
Thank you. It's
Wow.
Dr. Wu.
Yeah, I was gonna say those are
Yeah.
thin lines.
Super
That's not
thin.
easy.
I have this also, which is very thin. It's just like
A
little
little
ocean
wave.
waves.
Yeah. I
it
think you sent me a photo of that when
it
we were.
bled a bit,
Yeah.
but it's okay. It still
Well, no,
makes me
fingers
happy.
are really hard.
Yeah,
You almost have to blow out a finger or else it won't stay.
totally.
So that's the only way to really.
And then my foot is visible, obviously,
Yeah.
when I have sandals on or something. That's it. I have a big side piece, but obviously that's not visible.
I didn't get my first tattoo till I was 30.
Wow.
Like this one right here was
Yeah.
30. I was 30 years old because I was so scared of what my parents were going to say.
Yeah.
Because as you can probably attest to, in Russian culture, the only people who have tattoos
Criminals.
are the criminals. What, you go to jail? You're going to be like big criminal. No one will hire you. I'm like,
It's hard to break that stereotype with our families, I think,
So
because it
hard.
is so old school when it's like it couldn't fucking matter less in today's day and age. Not only are
100%.
tattoos not judged and super common by like top tier professionals, but you like it's almost become this to an extent, like if they're done well, it's become like an elegant accessory.
It's an
Like
identity
you
piece.
see
Yeah.
like Rihanna and Ariana Grande with like their hands totally done and it's beautiful and it's tasteful
J
and
Beebs.
yes, it's just like it becomes a part of someone's style. So it's like it's not even about what the tattoo specifically is. It's about how it looks and what it contributes
Totally.
to your like overall vibe.
Totally.
And nobody judges it.
Except Ben Affleck's Phoenix tattoo. Have you seen it?
I don't think I have.
You must. It
Is it like a massive back piece?
Oh my god.
Oh, then yes, I have seen it.
Oh my god.
Which, like, for what it seems like his persona is very funny
So
that he
fitting.
has that.
A little fitting. Like it
Yeah.
was like it's like he went in to like a great tattoo artist and said, "I want a phoenix," and they were like, "Okay," and then they gave it to him, and you're like, I think Cardi has one too, but I think hers is better. Have you seen Jonah Hill's tattoos?
I don't think I have.
He's like sleeved
I've noticed
up.
he's like pretty covered, yeah.
He's sleeved up. Yeah, he's got a
Well,
lot of
he took Ozempic or whatever he did, and then
Yeah,
he's like,
yeah.
I need my new body to be accessorized.
No, I think he's had them forever.
Oh.
I think, but I get it.
Mhm.
I get it because for people who, I think, in the time that I've been tattooing, I've noticed that for people who have some insecurities about their body, tattooing is a way of taking control and taking ownership. Like that's what it was
Yeah.
for me.
Yeah.
Like I'm huge in every way. I'm just an enormous person. And I wouldn't say I'm necessarily insecure about my body, but I'm definitely like, you know, I liked the idea of ownership. Like when I get a tattoo, I'm like, I did this.
Mhm.
I've made this mark on myself and I am happier. I think I look better. You know, like every time I get a tattoo, I feel more me. But maybe that's also because I'm just like a vanilla ass white dude. I'm just like trying to not be a vanilla ass white dude.
But whatever it is, it's that autonomy piece
Yeah.
where you're like taking something back and you're going, I want to look like this.
Totally.
This is a style that not only appeals to me, but I like want to portray that. I want to have these pieces of art on me where I'm like, okay, this means something to me, or maybe it doesn't, but maybe aesthetically it like makes you happy, and that's
My
people
mom
should
is
be
so
able to do
cute.
that.
She's like, Grisha, there's so much pain in the world. Why do you give yourself pain? You're so beautiful.
That's
you're,
a sweet response,
yeah,
though.
she's-
Like that's pretty
You're
innocent.
so my beautiful boy. You don't need this. It's so. I mean, and it's funny because she's like understanding. She's like, I think it's good, beautiful art. You know, it's
Mhm.
nice. It's beautiful pictures.
That's a pretty good response.
But but you're so beautiful. It's so funny. And meanwhile, my dad's like, so you get new tattoo, and I'm like, yeah. He goes, okay. It's just like
That's kind of all they can do.
yeah. At this point, like initially, I was like really nervous, and my girlfriend's grandparents don't know I have tattoos. I am,
You have to hide them.
and they live in San Diego, and so you know, because they're nice Jewish grandparents, and
Mhm.
I wear long sleeves every time, and like every time I visit that, like we'll go hiking on like the hottest fucking day in San Diego, and I'm wearing a turtleneck essentially, and they're like, Greg, aren't you hot? And I'm like, no. I'm so comfortable. So I'm like,
That
just
was me for years.
sweating my balls out.
Yeah.
Oh no, I feel great, Grammy. It's so good out here. Thanks for bringing me. Don't you want to jump in the pool? No, I think I'm good. I think I'm great. I'm just really loving it out here on the side of the pool.
What do you think was your family like? Would they look down on, and maybe they don't, maybe the answer is they don't look down on any of it, but do you think they were more shocked at you being a comedian or being a tattoo artist?
That's a good question. I think that the comedian thing, my parents, it's interesting. I think the comedian thing my parents kind of saw coming because look, I was a magician before I was a comedian.
Okay, I have follow-up questions.
Yeah. I did magic for
No wonder you have a top hat tattoo.
That's another part of it. I didn't think I was going to admit to that on this podcast. but
Well, I
here
have
we
a way
are.
of getting the truth out of people.
Monty's like, you are a magician. Let me
Mhm.
present to you.
So can you pull me out of a hat?
That'd be so cute.
Yeah, it would.
You'd have to be a really big hat.
Yeah, it would.
I did magic for a long time before I was a comedian. and like to the point where I own doves. Like I was really into it. Like I don't do anything kind of. I really jump at it at first. I own doves in my life. And so I did magic, and then I think comedy was like an inevitable next step. And so I think they were like super used to it because I've already been doing performing, and I was making money doing magic. Like I was making money doing magic before I could drive. Like my dad would drive me to birthday parties. I would do
Wow.
the shows, and they'd give me money. And then and so I think that was kind of chill, but I think they always thought that was a hobby. And then when I started getting tattoos, they were like a little, I don't know, like they were probably worse about that than they were about when I started doing comedy. And then when I told them I was a tattoo artist, that was like I don't think they were expecting that. I think their fear with that was that I would quit my job to do it. Like they thought that that was going to be something I would like pursue. And I think they weren't like super into that because they thought like, yeah, pick another super unpredictable job, Greg. Like comedy isn't enough. But now I actually make an okay amount of money doing it. And like now that I've like proven that it travels and stuff, they don't say shit. Because that's the thing about Russian parents.
That's the thing
That's
about
the thing about
the
Soviet
Soviets,
parents.
yeah.
They're just like,
If you can prove you can make money at it, they're on board.
please,
Yeah.
you are criminal. You are rich criminal. It's good. You know, like I think they don't appreciate the artistry or the amount of time it took me to do it. They just appreciate the fact that like it's something I could make money doing. But all that having been said, it's still not a real job. Greg, it's not a real job.
Yeah.
Like my dad the other day, I was driving somewhere, and he was like, he essentially, in not so many words, told me that I have nothing to show for my life currently.
Damn.
I know. I was like, wow, Dad. Like he was like, look, you're 34. What do you
Is
have?
it because you don't have kids?
I don't have kids. I don't have a house. I'm renting. I don't have a full-time job right now.
I know, but that's like every millennial.
I know, but for him, he's like, you have nothing to show for. And I'm like, Dad, I have like so many skills. I'm really good at all kinds of stuff. And he's like, so? He's like, what you get money for this? Do you have savings? I'm like, a little bit. He goes, exactly. You have house? You have children? And I was like,
Those are their
The markers,
metrics.
yeah,
Those are
exactly.
their markers. But it's so much bigger. It's not about what you're like. We're in such an economic, like tumultuous thing, and it's been so hard for
What,
our
we are?
generation. It's not great.
Was there a government shutdown
I don't know.
recently? Oh wait, sorry, no.
There might be another one between this recording and
and the
when this
time
goes
that
out.
we released this podcast.
Yeah. But it's so like I think that they just can't necessarily remove themselves from those expectations because that was so normal for their generation. But for us, it's so abnormal, and you could be in a position where you have like a totally normal white collar job and you're still not going to be able to afford a house and
Doing
kids
worse.
and you're going to be doing worse.
Yeah.
And then you're not going to be fulfilled
Because
on top
there's
of
a
that.
ceiling.
You might as well follow your dreams because things are so shitty right now that like you have just as much, you have more of a chance. Like for us to pursue something like comedy or any creative endeavor, that's the only way that you can really remove, like if you're not doing something entrepreneurial, then there is a low glass ceiling because of what we live in right now. And like, yeah, you can go get something that's promised. You can go, if you wanted to go be a dentist or whatever, like you could, that doesn't necessarily mean that you're all of a sudden going to have the economic stability to like have a house and children and a wife and she can just stay at home with them. Like it is just not the reality of today's climate.
I love how you were like, things are so shitty right now that you might as well be an artist. Like,
no, truly.
I know. I'm like in agreement. I've never thought about that.
What do you have to lose?
Jim Carrey said that. He was like, you could fail at doing something you hate.
1000%.
So why
People
not
get laid
fail
off
at
from
doing
real jobs.
something you love?
Yeah.
I got laid off from a sales job. Like I was doing, like I had a full-time job. I was doing like marketing. I was doing sales for like a digital marketing agency, and it was fine. I made good money. And then eventually, like, digital marketing especially changes so quickly, and like I had to stay on top of all that stuff, and I just like didn't want to. And eventually they like caught on to it. They're like, hey Greg, in order to keep being here, we're gonna have to like, you're gonna have to do more and learn more. And I was like, you have to sell higher. And I'm like, And they're like, well, then this isn't gonna work. And I went, I agree. Like, thanks for the time you've let me be here, So I feel like you're totally right. What's the point if you can? At this point, the people who are making the most money are not making it through a degree.
No,
The people who got MBAs aren't necessarily the richest folks out there.
it's only through
It's just
entrepreneurship.
OnlyFans models and
Which are entrepreneurs, those lovely
exactly,
ladies.
and Bitcoin bros,
Yes.
who I guess technically are also entrepreneurs. And look, no shade to OnlyFans models. Legitimately, if I had a body anyone would pay to see, I'm not opposed to it. I just don't think anyone's paying for it. You know, like if anyone wanted to buy my underwear, I would sell it in a heartbeat, or my bath water. Like I have no shade. Like I think that's awesome. If you can make that money, go make the money.
Yeah.
Are you kidding? That's what the world is all about. If you have a product someone's willing to purchase, go. No shame. But that's the people who are making money. Is the people who have found a product that people are willing to buy.
Yeah.
And just sitting in middle management somewhere is just not the way it goes. But I get where they're coming from. It's a scarcity mindset.
Yes.
My dad told me a story about how one day he woke up and the money they had in their bank was just not real money anymore. Like when the Soviet Union collapsed or something like that. He was like, one day I showed up to the bank and I was like, I want my money. And they said, what money? And when you go through something like that, how could you ever pursue something like what we're pursuing?
Right.
It's just not, because at any moment you could get fucked royally. You know, the kind of safeguards there are now for things like that just wouldn't happen again. I mean, look, I don't want to jinx it. It might. I don't know. This administration is scaring me.
If anyone can do it, it's Trump.
Yeah, and there's, you know, not to get political, but like, fuck that guy.
Yeah.
Like, if anyone could do it, it's him.
For sure.
If anyone could ruin everything, it's that guy. But, you know, I understand where they're coming from. So whenever my parents say that stuff and, you know, warn me about it, it definitely affects me. You know, I'm definitely like, oh man, I wish that I could have a phone call with them where they're like, Greg, tell me about your thing. Oh, you have show. Wow. How many people came? 50 people. This is incredible. And you made how much? $150. This is good. This is a little bit of dinner. You know, like, I wish there was more like, you know, hey, that sounds like you're working on stuff as opposed to like $150. It's not even rent. You know, like, so like, yeah, I wish, but I understand. Like, I can't fault them for it.
Yeah.
They're not saying it because they hate what I'm doing. I mean, maybe the tattoo stuff they do, but they're saying it because they're worried. And like,
it comes from a place of love.
Totally.
And again, it's just so different than what they came up with. And like, it's just so anti everything that mindset. Like, that's the thing. You're going to bring your kids to America and you're going to raise them here. We're going to grow up with this entrepreneurial spirit, whether it's like a good idea or not. TBD.
When you came to America?
I was turning 5.
Okay, I was 7, so
Yeah.
like that's why you don't have an accent. Do you speak Russian like really well, or do you speak it with like an American accent? Because that's what I'm told.
I get told that I speak it with an American accent. I get made fun of relentlessly.
Of course. Can you read and write?
Very slowly.
Yeah.
I can't really write at all.
I can.
I never
read,
went to school there.
but I sound like a child.
Yeah, I do
Like
too.
I'm like syllable by syllable.
I have to look at every letter and be like, that's
Приехали домой.
Yeah. Did you go to school if you were 7?
I went to like maybe 4 months of first grade.
Okay.
But you know what though? The 4 months I spent in first grade in Ukraine, I was so far ahead in math when I came to America that it's insane.
Yeah.
Math wasn't
I'm not
hard for me
surprised.
until like 5th grade.
Mm-hmm.
Like we were doing like basic low-key algebra in first grade.
It's the most Soviet shit.
Isn't that insane? Like I was like 7 and I was like
Yeah.
solving for X and shit. Like it's crazy. It's insane. Like I hate to say it, but
solving for
yeah, solving for There's going to be 4 people who understand that joke. Only the Russian speakers. And actually, you know what? Mexicans will understand it
Yeah,
too.
you're right.
'cause
You're
it's
right.
the
They
same.
will. That's right.
Anyone who speaks Spanish. Yeah, so we were solving for we were doing stuff like that. But yeah, definitely the math is faster. But the thing is, I went to Ukrainian school. Where are you from?
Odessa.
Odessa. Oh, so you're also from Ukraine.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I went, my first grade was in Ukrainian entirely, but I
okay.
spoke Russian.
Where were you?
Kamyanets-Podolsky, just like southwest-ish.
Okay.
So you spoke Russian with your parents, right?
Yeah. I don't know any Ukrainian.
Right, because in Odessa, it's a big city. Everyone
Right.
spoke Russian.
Especially back then.
Exactly. And like if the only people who spoke Ukrainian are people who were in like smaller towns.
Mm-hmm.
Although now that's different
Right.
from what I understand.
Yeah, but we're talking 30 plus years ago.
And 2-3 wars, you know,
Yeah.
it's been rough. Have you been back?
No, never.
Neither have I.
And I almost went, we were supposed to go back in 2022.
Yeah. We were supposed to go. I wanted to take my family in 2012 because I had just graduated college. I had a nice job out of college. Like, I went to business school because my parents made me.
Mm-hmm. I went to business school, too.
Did we live the same life?
For sure, parallel.
I'm pretty sure,
For
yeah.
sure.
So we went to business. We went to business school at separate times. And I thought, you know, after college, when I get my really good job, I'll take my parents to Ukraine. And then, like, I graduate, and literally that year was that big, like, Yanukovych, Yushchenko, like, crazy presidential election, or one of them gets, like, poisoned and shit. Like, it was wild. I don't know if it was exactly that year, but it was around that time.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, I guess we can't go now. And then ever since then, it's just been, like, kind of shitty. And it's expensive.
Mm-hmm.
It's not cheap to go to Ukraine.
Right.
I mean, it's cheap once you get there. You know, like, stuff isn't expensive. Do they still use hryvnia?
I don't even
know, right?
My grandpa had gone back several years ago because at the time his twin brother was still living there.
Oh.
And we had wanted to go. His brother had, like, passed either from COVID or just during COVID, like in the throes of it in 2021. And we were supposed to go back in 2022 to, like, pay homage.
How bad was COVID in Ukraine? Was it?
Well, it was a red zone, so you weren't allowed in or out.
Oh,
so
okay.
it was restricted. The travel was restricted. And then by the time it lifted, then the war started. And it's been a dream of mine to go back. Like, I was so little, I don't remember anything. I would love to go back and be, like, part of some kind of rebuilding effort.
Let's do a Ukraine
go.
comedy tour.
Yeah, right? Like, it is a dream of mine once it's, like, safe to go back and get involved somehow and do that and just, like, reconnect. I would like to, but as of now, it's a fucking pipe dream, so.
I couldn't go back. They'd probably draft me.
Oh, yeah, no, right now they would,
Yeah,
for sure.
they'd be
You
like,
definitely can't go now.
The fuck?
Yeah.
You're
They'd be like, how'd you get away?
Yeah,
Right?
get your ass back in here. They just throw me in a chair, shave my head, and get me out there.
Totally.
Because I have a Ukrainian passport somewhere. Because I mean, I had one as a kid.
Yeah.
I mean, it's definitely expired.
Yeah.
But I'm sure there's some information about me in Ukraine that if I
sure.
cross some borders, they'd be like,
Yeah.
The-
Welcome back.
"Welcome back, Wojciech. Please go get guns." You know.
Yeah.
I don't know. I would love to go back. I mean, I've done the. Have you ever done? Well, see, you were how old? 5?
Yeah.
Do you remember much or any of it?
I have just a couple.
Like
faint
memories of memories, right?
That's the thing
Yeah.
is you only remember the last time you remembered it. So
Yeah.
it's not even like the way that memory works
Yeah.
kind of takes the, like, wind out of my sails about
Mhm.
it. But I have, like, a few memories that were trauma based kind of.
Oh.
Like, I remember my mom and I were coming back from a bazaar and there was, like, a tornado happening, and I have, like, a mental image of my dad outside, like, swatting a rug with one of those fly swatter things because they didn't have vacuums, right?
Yeah.
So I have, like, that mental image. I have the mental image of someone getting, like, injured and bleeding, and that's kind of it. There's a ton of footage of me as a kid in Ukraine because my
Oh.
grandpa was, like, a career Navy guy.
Oh.
And so he got to travel around, and he would go to Japan, and he would, like, come home with cameras and stuff.
Oh,
And it
cool.
was
Okay.
he was, like, ahead of his time with all
Are your
kinds of
baby
just, like,
pictures in black and white? 'Cause
they're
mine
in
are.
sepia.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mine are black and white.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. I have some black and white, or no, I have, like, a OG passport photo that's in
Yeah,
black and
yeah.
white with my mom in the photo. I'm, like, in her lap.
Wait, what year were you born? Are we allowed to divulge this?
89. It's fine. I have
89.
Botox.
Okay. Okay, we're about the same age then.
Yeah. So there's all these videos of me as a kid there, and I was, like, I grew up an only child, and I was really, like, very performative. And it's, like, no fucking wonder I turned into a comedian
Yeah.
because I was, like, their little performer in the house.
Yeah.
So I would, like, wrap myself in curtains and put on random jewelry and put on, like, whatever was around the house and play make-believe and, like,
Yes.
dance and sing for them and put on shows. So there's all these videos of me doing that and them, like, egging me on and stuff.
That's
And so I got so much
funny.
validation from, like, performing as a little kid. So it's, like, no wonder I
That's exactly
turned into this.
literally, we've lived the same life. That's exactly my life. I have
Yeah, I'm not
pictures.
surprised.
I have pictures of me doing magic tricks as like
Of
3-year-old
course.
wearing like a dumb yellow like 101
Mhm.
Dalmatians turtleneck. And then my mom was a daycare teacher in Ukraine, and I went to that daycare, and they would have like, I think it's called like utrinik or something, or they would have like these like holiday shows, performances, and I was in every one, and I was the lead in every one because my mom just like, I was like the OG nepo baby in in the Ukrainian daycare.
Before nepotism, there was
Yeah,
you.
there was Ukrainian nepos
Yeah.
where everyone's like, I mean, I don't think anyone, I don't really, I've asked my mom, I was like, did other people want to do that? And like, I got to do it? Or was I just the only one that was even interested? And she was like, yeah, it's pretty much just you. So I have tons of like pictures of me doing these performances in Ukraine. It was the same thing. Like I got tons of validation for it, and they like everyone laughed and they were happy when I did it, and so I think that's why I like stuck.
Yeah. And then you think you're perceiving seeing the footage as like a memory, but it's really just you remember the footage.
I remember that. So I don't really remember much of Ukraine, and I would go like I've done like. Have you ever done like Google Maps and you like go and try to do street view of like
A little
the
bit.
place
Can't
where
do it now. The building's gone.
Really?
It got bombed. Yeah.
The
Or
place
at
where
least
you like grew up?
half of it was like one of those. It's so crazy because when you see footage, if anyone's ever watched a documentary about like Chernobyl, or you
Yeah,
just like
yeah, yeah.
see the way that the apartment buildings look is so ridiculous, but they're all these like, kind of stacks of like
Yeah.
boring ass looking buildings,
So
and there's like a
Soviet, right?
bunch
That
of
was like the
it's
beginning.
so
That was like
Soviet.
communism, where like everyone
Yeah.
got the same looking building, the same
Exactly.
looking thing. Yeah.
So it was one of those where I think it was like several units created one apartment complex,
Yeah.
and we were like in one of the buildings, and that building didn't get bombed, but like part of the complex got bombed.
Got it.
So I don't know if for them moving forward, if they just have to like demolish the whole thing and start
Right.
over. I'm sure that's probably going to be like they're not even thinking about that or doing any of
No.
that right now.
No,
so
no, no. Yeah, I've done the Google Street View to see, and like I look at it and I'm like, I think I remember this. Like I would see like the main street that's right next to where our buildings are, and I'm like, yeah, I kind of remember as a kid like going and getting cotton candy from that area, kind of. But like you said, bazaar, like
Mhm.
that's where we got groceries.
yeah,
There wasn't like a supermarket or anything.
no, it was
like,
just like the little what is farmers markets here.
right, farmers market, and you and forget about like vegetables in the winter.
Right.
It was all canned goods. My
Mhm.
mom would can every September. She would can, and we would have that because it's not like we're gonna buy like imported cucumbers. That shit's expensive.
Yeah, maybe you do this too, but when I explain Soviet food to people, I go, it's poverty food.
Yeah, kind
It's
of.
all the cheapest ingredients thrown together. Like, what is olivier? It's fucking potatoes and peas. It's
And
like
it's all canned.
everything's canned,
Yep.
everything
In
is
vinaigrette.
marinated.
But also any like cacliate, like
Mhm.
any of that stuff, it's stuff that can keep for like weeks.
Yep.
Cacliate is just like meatloaf, I guess, in
Mhm.
patty form.
Yeah.
And like you put bread in there because it's like cheaper to put bread in there than to
Mhm.
just make it with the meat.
Right.
But fucking love cacliate.
Mhm.
I'm great at making those.
Yeah.
Do you ever cook Russian food or
I
Soviet
really
food?
don't.
No?
No.
Are you not in? Do you like it?
I like it a lot. I like eating it. It's fun to like find a restaurant that has that, and like
Oh my
it's
God,
nice
you gotta
to
come
eat
over.
it.
I'll make us like I
Oh,
have.
fuck yeah.
My mom sent me a pilmeni like form, so I can
Oh,
make
amazing.
pilmeni. I
I
have.
buy them at like the store in West
No,
Hollywood
you
sometimes.
you
but-
gotta make
yeah.
them. It's a different thing. I'll make you some pilmeni. You can come over. I'll make you that. I'll make you some. My mom also makes like a lot of cakes, like the waffelne tort, with
Oh,
like the
nice.
zgushionka
Yeah.
and stuff in there.
Amazing.
Ah, right.
I don't know why I've never gotten into cooking it. I don't trust myself because I'm like, I'll never live up to what my grandma used to make.
Ah, right, exactly. It's like, and every time I ask my mom for a recipe, she's like, okay, you put 3-4 potatoes, like a shuk of salt, and then
And you're
I'm
like, great, I know exactly what
yeah,
that
how
means.
much is a shuk? She goes, it's shuk for taste, and I'm like, you have to give me more
Yeah.
information.
She doesn't have it, or she would.
No, she has no idea.
Yeah.
She just knows how to make all that stuff.
Exactly.
Oh man, that's hilarious. I love that. Do you like what do you still feel like how much of that culture do you feel? Like I feel very American,
Yeah.
but that is in me, like
It's a good question because, like, well, first of all, you have a very American name. You got away
Grigori,
with.
though.
I know,
I mean,
but like
Galina is definitely more.
Galina's like foreign as fuck. Like
Yeah,
I
yeah,
can't.
yeah.
First of all, anyone who's Soviet immediately clocks me
Yeah,
because
but
of
your
my name.
last name's cool, Galina Ravina. It's
Yeah, because I think it's
cool.
I don't know. It's like almost Spanish sounding.
No, but like they like rhyme. You have like a
Hmm.
great like author. You should be writing books. Like, you got a great author
Eventually.
name. Did you read that new Galina Ravina?
Yeah,
Yes. So charming.
that would be great. It's interesting. I think it like ebbs and wanes for me of how much I identify with it. Like I was very moved and really like locked in when the war started and feeling like so connected during all of that and trying to like learn as much as I could and be just like in it and feeling it. And then it got like so sad that I had to compartmentalize it and like stop dealing with it and thinking about it and like going out of my way to learn more information. And it's like, yeah, it's definitely part of me because like I speak Russian and there's no separating that from my relationship with my family. But in a day to day, I don't really like move through the world because it's like I don't really eat the food. I have like neighbors here who are this like young Russian couple and they speak Russian fully with each other, like when they're in the hall and stuff. But I'm like, that must be because they're pretty fresh off the boat. Because I feel like for us, like all the kids that came here in like the early 90s aren't like that. They move more like we do, where they're like very
But
Americanized.
do you speak Russian to your family?
Not with my mom usually, but like my grandpa doesn't speak English, so I do with him. With my dad, I kind of have to also because his English is like not there.
It's the same for me. My mom, so good. Like she's getting good at texting. My mom is getting like she's like using emojis and stuff.
Nice.
Like she's crushing it.
Yeah.
My dad does not text. In fact, I text my dad in Russian.
Oh wow.
Because I like
I
figured
couldn't
out
do
how
that.
to do the
Yeah.
keyboard thing. So I'm just like, and I'm terrible at spelling because it's like Russian's like a hard language to write.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, I speak to my dad almost exclusively in Russian. But my mom, she works with a lot more. But my dad like works with cars, so he like didn't really have to learn English.
That's
that
funny.
well.
My grandpa worked with cars.
But my mom works with kids, and so she works with a lot of young, like other teachers, other women, and they are all like, very like they talk a lot more, and she's more into it, and she reads a lot. So like she's great. Like, my mom's really good at English. Honestly, when I want to like actually communicate something deep, I speak to my mom in English.
Yeah, you would have to.
Yeah, because I just like I don't have the language to like explain my existential sorrow to her in Russian. It's
I
just
know, I
not-
don't either. And I'm sure the answer to this is very obvious, but you think in English. I think in English.
Do you ever dream in Russian?
No.
I do.
Oh, weird.
It's insane. Sometimes, not as much anymore, but sometimes I will dream in Russian, but only if my parents are in the dream.
Oh.
And what's even crazier is that sometimes the Russian extends to people that are not Russian speakers.
That's really weird.
So, for example, like my American friends are in a dream with me and my mom and dad, and they will be speaking Russian. And what the most annoying thing about it is the fact that in my brain, everyone's so good at Russian, like way better than me. Like
You're like self-conscious in your own dream.
Yeah, like I'm like, well, it's not even like not in as the dream is happening, but then I wake up and I'm like, because in my dream, because when I speak Russian, I sound like I don't know the words sometimes. Like I have to think. I don't have I know the vocabulary. I understand a lot more than I can speak.
Yeah.
Because my recall isn't as good, right?
Yep.
But in my dreams, my subconscious is so fucking good at it. That like when my parents talk, they sound exactly like they do, and they know all the words and they say everything perfectly, and that makes me so fucking mad because it means it's in there,
Yeah.
but it won't let me have it. It's so annoying.
I run into that too all the time where it's like just because I have like kind of it's use it or lose it with language where
Totally.
I don't lose my comprehension. I can hear it and my comprehension is still 100% fluency, but I will like forget the word for like thumb or some like I will just forget some random ass word and be like, oh
Yeah, you're
shit,
like,
and
how
then
do
it's
you
like
say
your brain is
cucumber
short.
again? Yeah, totally.
Exactly. So that kind of thing happens where I will be trying to reach for some word and I just won't have it. But if I heard it, I know the word. I just forget it.
Well, and there's like, so in the end, you end up speaking like a 5-year-old,
Yeah.
which actually is so interesting because I get so like frustrated sometimes with my parents because they like infantilize me, like they treat me like I'm a kid, and I realize that
Well, you'll always be their baby.
yeah, but I realize that it's really I can't imagine from their perspective because when I talk to them like a 7-year-old.
Oh, that's a good
You
point.
know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
my language to them it sounds like a child.
Mm-hmm.
And so they see me as a child. Whether or not I'm not anymore doesn't matter. I pretty much like, it's like, I'm kind of, I'm feeding that, even though I
Mm-hmm.
hate it. And so that's kind of a tough thing. And I get it. Like, it's hard. Like, my dad treats me like a child a lot more than my mom does. Why? Because my mom, I talk to her in English all the time and we talk about some serious stuff sometimes. But my dad, and he'll sometimes bring up my dad loves to bring up politics with me.
Oh my God, our dads are the same person.
Loves to bring up politics, and my dad is pretty conservative.
Mm-hmm.
See?
Same.
Okay.
Yeah.
Of
It's
course.
not. It's not even. It's just like my dad is so paranoid
Yep.
and distrusting of so many institutions except Fox News. This where I'm like,
Lena, no. My dad one time was like, Grisha, I heard this really great guy. He was doing this very smart interview. He has smart people. He's a smart guy. Maybe you know him. Have you ever heard of this Tucker Carlson? And I'm like, Dad, no. That's the last name I wanted you to say. And he's like, what? He's a smart guy. I'm like, no, he's not a smart guy. He's a piece of shit. And he's like, why? Tell me why. Give me a reason why. But in Russian.
Yeah.
And so how am I supposed to explain to him that Tucker Carlson's a racist piece of shit?
Yeah, you can't have
in
that
Russian,
argument in
in
Russian.
7-year-old Russian. I don't have the words. So eventually I just have to be like, okay, whatever. Like, and I'd love to send him articles. How's he going to read them? Do I have to go and look up articles in Russian?
Yeah.
Translate them? And I just can't. My
so funny,
mom
they're the
stays
same
out
person.
of politics, though. Does your mom not really?
She stays out of it completely. And my stepdad is at least like, if I had to label him, he's probably more of like a libertarian, but like sensible.
Sure.
And so I can actually have those conversations with him. And also his English comprehension is 1,000% there.
Amazing.
Versus like my dad's is not.
Is he also Ukrainian?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah. But I think they came in I want to say like probably right around 90 or something. Because my stepbrother, who's a year older than me, was born in Ukraine, but like came here as like a baby.
Same with my sister.
Yeah.
7 months old.
Yeah, and he at least, I think because he worked in industries where he had to use the language, and maybe he's just like more with it than my dad anyways, that he really like, he knows who everybody is. Like Jim Norton followed me, which was like a very exciting moment for me, and he like knew who that was because he's like watched Opie and Anthony, like he's tuned into the culture,
so
he knows what's going on. So my dad,
like,
and my mom also like culturally doesn't know what's going on, but at least her English comprehension is there.
Yeah, my mom is like, he is nice looking man. I could vote for him. Like my mom is like an angel. She's so innocent and sweet. She quotes Big Bang Theory at me all the time. She just loves to crochet and read.
That's great.
She's just a sweet lady. I wait. So are you Jewish?
Mm-hmm.
So is that how did you come as a refugee?
Yeah.
Same. Okay.
Yeah, we all have the same story.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I also came as a refugee.
And you had like a green card sponsorship from relatives here?
No,
No?
If you come as a refugee, you don't need that. You get a white card, and then you get like welfare and stuff, and then you eventually apply for the green card, and then you're naturalized, I assume, right?
Yeah.
So am I. Are you at all worried that they could revoke your naturalized citizenship?
Yes.
Me too.
I did an episode with an immigration attorney for this show.
And did you talk about Charlie Kirk?
This was before.
Oh, okay.
So we had recorded originally in June at the height of the craziness with the ICE raids, and that's where when all the protesting was happening here, and like obviously it's all still going on and terrible, but this was kind of at the like crescendo of it
when it was on TV and everywhere all the time.
Yeah. And so I was talking to her about it, and she is originally from London. And we were like 20 minutes into the conversation, and she goes, Galena, I'm so sorry. Like, you and I need to scrap this conversation and re-record and do totally different, like talk about different talking points, because this isn't safe for you or I.
Yeah.
And as she's a fucking immigration attorney, so I was like, if she's worried, this is not like
then it's a concern.
Drama, then it's a concern. So yeah, to an extent.
Because I just learned this too. I was talking to a lawyer friend of mine. They can take away your naturalized citizenship if they can claim that you are somehow seditious to the government or committing treason or anything like that, which I haven't done.
Yeah.
But, I say the wrong thing about our old friend CK,
Mm-hmm.
and all of a sudden, people could trump up some charges for me.
Yeah.
Pun entirely intended.
Yeah. Well, I just because I want this, I don't know. I'm trying to think. I made a really good joke the other day that I'm proud of myself for. That I'm like, I kind of want to repeat it. My friends and I went to a shooting range.
I saw the shooting thing. I didn't say anything about it. I was like, cool.
Little
This will be
souvenir.
a fun podcast. I just walk in. I mean, I know you. I know you fairly well. But I walked in and I was like, there's like a and you, not bad.
Thanks.
Pretty good.
Pretty good.
I clocked it.
Yeah, yeah.
It was like,
First time with a 9mm and an AR-15.
hell, AR-15. That gun's bigger than you.
I know. But the thing, they were like, oh, you have to put it, the people at the shooting range were like, it has to be 15 meters away. And I just made a joke. I go, is that Charlie Kirk distance?
I mean, that's not funny.
Yeah, that's not funny.
That's
we would
not
never joke
funny.
about that. God bless America.
God bless America. Man, you know what's crazy is I shit on that guy so much when he was alive because I hated his rhetoric so much.
Yeah.
And I hated the way he carried himself on social media. And I watched those videos and I hate, he was
and
one
it's
of the
pure hypocrisy.
He was one of the few people I hate followed.
Yeah.
I don't like hate following
funny.
people.
Yeah.
Because I think like, why would I subject myself to that? But I had to. He was just a train wreck I couldn't stop watching. And I was in London when it happened, and I was like, and I gotta say, for someone who I disagreed with so much, I felt legitimate sadness.
I did too, because I mean, it's fucked up. Like,
It's
that shouldn't
fucked
happen
up.
to anyone, regardless of like how evil they are.
100%. I was so like affected by it. I was like, wow, this is crazy, because it had become such a part of my interaction with politics to disagree with him.
Yeah.
And I, fantasized about this moment where I could like actually like call him out for a debate, because he debates college kids, and I'm like, I could do better. And so I was like, I legitimately was planning to shoot a video to call him out for a debate, of which he would have never answered.
Yeah.
But it was something I thought about. And then when that happened, I'm like, man, I mourned the loss of the discourse. That's what I mourned. And look, I'm fully aware of the fact that what he was doing was like actually pretty dangerous. And he was radicalizing people about things that were not great. But I don't think he should have been gunned down
of course not,
in front of a crowd of people, of his supporters, and on TV. It's insane. And now this big fucking theater surrounding his death and his wife. Ugh.
Who seems like she barely liked the guy. Have you ever seen anyone bounce back from that kind of... I feel like if that, God forbid that happened to me, you wouldn't see me forever. I would not leave my house. I would be so devastated. I wouldn't be able to like eat, function, get dressed, shower.
I agree.
I wouldn't take over my husband's podcast a week later.
Yeah. And look, I can also, as much as I agree with you 1,000,000%, but at the same time, there is a part of me that's like, look, everyone grieves differently. And maybe because she's in a public perspective and she's got a million people, whispering into her ear, here's what you need to do now. Here's what you need to do now. Your husband has built this great empire. You can't just drop it. You have to, I could see.
You have to go seduce J.D. Vance. This is your number one task.
I could see a world where she didn't have time for that. And who knows how that'll affect her moving forward.
Yeah.
Who knows if she, a year from now, it all finally like hits her, her kid says something that just like totally like snaps her back to it. So I'm open and conscious of the fact that everyone grieves differently, but her particular version of it has been extra cringy, like so beyond a level of comprehension that even I, a very empathetic, I'll give you some credit
You're
here.
doing your best here, yeah.
I'm like, Erica.
Baby girl.
Erica, please. I can't. Take a moment away from the spotlight just to do your thing.
Do you think she has a secret tramp stamp? Back to the tattoo thing.
100%. 100%. Don't doubt. Well, but she is like is she pretty well, no, she's a model. She was like a pageant girl.
She's a pageant girl, yeah.
No way. Yeah.
No
pageant
tattoos.
girls don't. I mean, there's no way. Because, like, one of the reasons I didn't get tattoos for so long is because I'm an actor. and you're like, everyone tells you like if you get tattoos you'll never be cast for anything, which is not the case anymore, because it's like I think I'm more castable now with tattoos, because it's like before, I was just like like I said, your average old vanilla straight white man. Now I'm like, maybe I could be like a thug. I mean, I exclusive. Do you do any acting?
No, not really.
I was gonna say, do you ever get like, do you do like Russian auditions and stuff?
I
Like
used to
Russian
do
girl
the
auditions?
occasional audition, but it was just like so not my thing,
Yeah.
and I just really was like, I don't have the bandwidth to spread myself into trying. It's like so hard to become an actor that I feel like
Yeah.
it shouldn't be something that you just kind of half-ass do, because even the people that do it 100%, like fully have their foot on the throttle, like even
Struggle.
those people don't get work.
Yeah.
So I'm like, why am I going to spread myself thin?
And also, if you fucking crush it as a comic, you can act.
Exactly.
Like if you are a sought after comedian, they don't even ask questions.
Right.
They're like, "Oh, you should be in this movie. You'll be fine.
Yeah.
Just speak Russian a little."
Yeah.
Like that's the thing. That's one of the things we have. And I audition for Russian roles all the time. I also audition because I'm 6'4" and look like this. I exclusively play dudes with guns. That's my thing. Like I'm just always gonna have a gun, or I'm near a gun, or I'm being shot by a gun. There's always
So
guns
you appreciate
involved.
my skill.
Yes. That's why I clocked it. I was like, wait a minute. This is a girl who understands.
All right, we got to wrap this shit up.
We do. Wait, I want to ask you this question really quick, because now I'm curious. Are you able to listen to Russian music, and do you understand it? Because music is harder than conversation.
Oh, I don't.
Like Russian rap or anything like that.
I hear like the Russian music that I grew up with, that was like my parents' music. I
Yeah,
can
like Alla
understand.
Pugacheva
Of
and
course,
like Filip
of
Kirkorov
course.
and
Yeah, yeah.
Sofia Rotaro.
Yeah, all
Love,
of that.
by the way.
Of course.
Big fan.
We actually had, God, I can't remember his name, but he had like a hit back in the 90s that was like Больно мне больно. Do you remember that song?
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah. It
If you
sounds
heard it,
familiar.
you'd.
Yeah.
Well, that guy, like, he was touring the States and he was friends with a friend of my mom's, so he like came and hung out with us, and it was like
Oh.
a big deal to have a Russian pop star at the house.
Wow. I can't imagine.
But I've never willingly heard Russian rap or really listened to it, so I haven't tried.
Oh, I'll send you some stuff.
Yeah.
I've been trying, because I'm like, I don't know. I kind of want to.
I like that.
It'd be cool to
You're reconnecting.
pull up somewhere with some
Yeah, I would.
intense Russian. It just sounds weird. It sounds weird to me because I associate Russian with with my parents.
Mm-hmm.
So like when I hear Russian outside of the context of parental figures, it's like weird because it
Of
immediately
course.
makes me think of my parents. So to hear a Russian guy saying like really sexual, really intense stuff is weird for me. Like I feel uncomfortable with it.
Mm-hmm.
Like this might be TMI, but like if I ever stumble on like Russian porn or something, it's so weird because
It's
it's like
so weird.
it makes me think of my parents,
I know, same.
and I'm like, I love it.
That's why
You're
I
like-
can't date in the culture.
Yeah,
because of that.
it's weird because
Yeah.
you're like, I can't.
It's too parental.
To hear a Russian couple talking about sex is so
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
to me.
No, I've stumbled upon Russian porn too, and I'm like,
Whoa,
"Nyet."
no, нет, пожалуйста. Выключи.
Oh my gosh.
I think that's a great place to
That's a
end
great
the
place.
podcast.
Greg Berman, please tell people where they can find you and what you have going on.
You can find me on Instagram and TikTok. Greg Berman is funny. That's my handle. You can check out my YouTube channel. I have fun stuff on there. I have a podcast I just started called Comedy Inc., where I tattoo comedians and film it. And actually, Galina's going to do an episode in the next couple weeks, which is so exciting. So you can check that out. Right now, I have one episode out. I'm probably going to have a couple more. By the time this airs, I'll be done with season 3. And then if you're in Europe, come find me in London or something. I'm there all the time. But follow my Instagram. My website is gregberman.com. All the stuff.
Amazing. This was so fun. Thank you for doing the
So
show.
great. Montathan, what do you think?
You want to help us sign off, Monty?
Do you speak Russian, Monty?
He does. Yeah, maybe.
If you say like Russian commands, will he listen?
Nah.
No.
He won't.
Сядь, пожалуйста.
What? All right. Thank you for coming, and
Of
thank you, everybody,
course.
for listening. Bye.
Bye-bye.